Okay, Friday night I got a direct message on Instagram from a subscriber. I love her to pieces. Her name is Caitlin. I did ask for her permission to say her name and briefly summarize the message I got from her. We have been talking for so long, so to know, okay, pretty much there's no light way to put it, but she has just been hurting. She opened it up saying that she has a friend that's been very depressed and actually ended up taking the bad turn. Her friend, freshman in high school, so 14 years old, 15 years old, took her life, and she's struggling. The school's struggling, families, it's horrible. After talking with her and everything, it brought up this video. I've had this filmed since September sometime, and I've just had it sitting on my laptop because quite frankly it's been too hard to edit through, and I've known either there's gonna be a piece of my heart and just I'm gonna know when the time is to upload it, or it's gonna be totally okay and I'm gonna have the piece that I want to keep it private and I don't want to upload it. So I've just had it sitting there for months and months, and after getting off that conversation with Caitlin, I was like, you know, I need to do this. It is hard and it's gonna be hard. I haven't edited through it. I'm gonna do it today after I get done with this, but it makes my heart freaking pound, and it is very hard to put out there, but through that, I know even more so people need to be educated, and it can't be taken lightly. Suicide cannot be taken lightly. It is happening to so many people and it is so real. So I just think more education needs to be spread about it, and just rawness and realness, and that's why I'm doing it, because I have complete trust that it's gonna help someone. And I talked to Caitlin about it, and just knowing that I have young girls that are watching me and just people in general, and that this is affecting a subscriber of mine right now. It's currently happening and it's currently hurting her heart. If you are in a depressive state, if you could be triggered by things, I absolutely know that I've been in that headspace before and videos could trigger me. Please, I am begging you, do not watch this video. I will have links down in the description box. I will have hotlines, and I'm telling you what, hotlines aren't just for if you are suicidal, or it's not just for that much of an extreme. If you're just in a depressed state of mind, I can't tell you, and I couldn't even put them up on all my 2 hands and my toes, how many times I've called hotline numbers just to talk to someone, just to have someone on the other side. You can call them if you're just depressed, and you can just talk to them. And if you're suicidal, call them, talk to them. But if you want to be informed, if you don't get it, because that's something Caitlin said, is she just doesn't understand how you can have a smile on your face. And that was exactly me. And this girl is so young, her beautiful friend, and I was so young. I was in middle school, and I would fake it. I had the brightest smile, and no one would know. So Caitlin just doesn't understand, and I know there's so many people that just don't understand, or people that once had felt suicidal thoughts and now they're stronger, they're healthier. So that's why I'm making this. I just think it can be an educational thing. I just want to release it out there. I feel strong enough. Also, you can get help, you can try, you can talk to someone, but just know in yourself that it truly will get better. It truly, 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 truly will get better. Right now I'm looking out a window and I'm looking at snowfall down. It's beautiful. I have a dog. He's wonderful. Things will happen. It's not even materialism. It's just seeing that beautifulness. And actually, before I filmed this video in September, there was the most gorgeous, beautiful color sunset out. And even just seeing that, like, take those moments as something. If I ever would have done that, I would never experience anything I'm experiencing right now. My fiance and just growth. There's so much change that happens. I still have so much change to go. And I still deal with it. I still fight it. I'm not saying that it's ever going to leave your body, but what I am saying is it's not always going to be this hard. That's 100% what I'm saying. It could last 2 years. It could last 2 months. But it will end, and it is worth it. Just know that you ending your life just puts more of a hurt on everyone else. There's a quote, I'm gonna actually look it up. I'm gonna pause this video, look it up, and read it to you because it's powerful. Okay, I just didn't want to butcher it, but it says that the sad thing is suicide doesn't end the pain, it just passes it on to someone else. Suicide doesn't end the pain, it just passes it on to someone else. That is so true. Not only does it pass it on to someone else, it passes it on to hundreds and hundreds for the rest of their life. So you can't do that to people. Just pass on that kind of hurt. It kills me. It freaking kills me that kind of demon took over my body and it made me think those ways, especially how young I was. That's what freaks me out, is just how young I was and how no one knew. And I put that on myself. So just please, I know it's hard to share. You don't need to share it with a mom right away or ever. If you feel that you never are going to be able to tell your parents, don't. You don't need to tell someone close to you. You don't need to tell a teacher. You don't need to tell a mom, but you have to tell someone. I know a lot of the times they say, tell your mom, tell a parent, tell a teacher, or whatever. But those are the people most of the time you don't want to know. That's who you're mainly keeping it from. That's where I was at. So you have to tell someone, and it will help you. I'm not just saying go tell someone just because it's a saying. It literally will help you. And that's at the end of the day what you need, because yeah, you hurt, but if you were to do something like that, you're gonna pass that hurt on to so many people. You might think no one cares about you or whatever. I was in that boat and I thought that way, because just your mind just fogs you up and just confuses everything. But there are so many people that care about you, and if anyone's struggling or anything, do not hesitate to direct message me or anything and talk to me. Okay, I'm just gonna get into the video, and it is a deep one. I am ready to share it with people, and I just hope that it helps people. And Caitlin, I love you so much. I just love you so much. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay. I don't know if you can tell, but my voice is kind of shaky. Okay, they don't have a clue what I'm gonna talk about because I didn't tell them anything. Okay, I'm gonna cry a little bit. Okay? And I wanted to tell you guys for a long time, so act like that's not even there. I wanted to tell you guys for a long time, and I've chickened out a lot. I was going to tell you guys last week, and I didn't do it. That's why I texted you to make sure that I did it. I'm ready to tell you guys, but I thought I wouldn't ever tell you guys. But, only like Grant, Kelsey, Amanda, no, that's it. But I'm gonna tell you guys, like, in middle school when I was really depressed, like, what happened to me, and I just think you guys need to know, and I feel, like, much better with myself now, so I'm ready, and I know I can tell you guys because I'm never gonna go back to that mindset I was in, and also with me moving out and moving in with Grant, and leaving you guys' home. I just want to have it all off and all out there. Okay. Jeez, I can't cry the whole time. And Grant wanted to be with me when I told you guys, but I don't know, it just didn't work out. Okay. So, and it was like that summer, like 7th grade school year, 7th to 8th grade, in between, and then 8th grade. And do you remember, you actually mentioned something, because I always would just go up to my room and I never ever came down, and you even said something to me then. You were like, oh, so why aren't you going to hang out with Kelsey anymore? Why are you just up in your room? Like, you noticed it. Do you know what I'm talking about at all, or no?
Oh, I can't.
Well, you had said something, and that's when it like had happened, and I wasn't like eating any food at all, and my sleep is already so bad, so you guys would just be at work and I would sleep when you guys were home, and then at night, like, so you guys never got to see me eat very often. And I have a book, I'll get it out. I have a book. I think it's in here. Maybe I might have hid it somewhere. Crap.
I guess you would have.
I used to have it in there, but I don't know where I put I saw it not long ago. Well, I used to hide it in there. I think I read it like not too long ago or something. But I had a journal and I would like write different entries in it, and like they're really sad, but in some entries I would write like what my weight was, and like I would starve myself past the point that like when you get hungry, and I would wait past that point, and then like I wouldn't be hungry anymore, and I just didn't really eat anything. I'm already built so thin as is, and I feel like doing that for like months at a time, maybe it's messed up my eating now because I mean to eat, but I just don't. And with that, then my sleeping was so bad, so I hardly ever was sleeping. I hardly ever was even sleeping. And so then mixed with all that stuff, and then I was depressed. That's what made it all happen in the household. It just wasn't the best positive energy, and it's changed so much over the years. Like, it's insane. And I remember I always wished I had a close relationship with you guys as parents, and I envied people. I remember like when I first came to know God, I'd always pray that I just wanted to feel loved, and I just wanted like just to feel loved, and like I know now that I do feel that way, and like that's what this tattoo is about, because it's just our family. It's just how we just used to not say I love you, but like it actually really impacted me when I'm a young girl, because I just wanted to feel that way. And then Cody and Dylan, they have a big part in it too, but not anymore, so I don't want to down anyone, but like, I would come home from school and they'd call me a whore and a slut and a bitch and all these things, and like they were just allowed to say it to me, and that's why I never wanted to be downstairs, because normally at school that's where people get bullied or whatever, and then they come home and they're safe. But I came home and I'd hear that, or I'd go away at a church outing and I'd come home hearing God's not real, God's not real, what are you doing with your life? And so I would go upstairs and I would even cry, like, in school. I wouldn't go to lunch and I'd go in the bathroom stall and I'd cry there. And Mrs. Pickett noticed once, and I went back with her and I told her that I have a book that I've been journaling in, and she's the only person I told that. And I would go back like behind my dresser, and I'd take like a blanket and I'd crawl over and I'd just cry a lot. And there's like some 1-800 like Christian number that I would call, and I would just have them pray over the phone to me, because I was just so bad. In that summer, I literally just isolated myself like to the extreme max that summer. Like, I don't even know how to explain. A lot of the memories I don't even remember, because it was just so bad. Like, I literally just blocked it out. And like when I found my iPod when I was moving that had like Justin Bieber stickers on the back of it, and like I literally isolated myself to Twitter because I had a Justin Bieber fan account, and like that's the only thing I could connect with people and like get out. Like, we were thinking like the same type of thing, but really like I was super depressed, and that's when I would find YouTube videos. I remember one time I went downstairs, I remember this vividly, and there was brownies made or something, or cookies or something, and I went down and I had one, and then I came back down and someone, I don't know who, it was Cody or Dylan or someone, but they said, oh, you're coming back down just for food again, like you've already had some fat ass or something. And that's like the only thing I ate all day, but no one knew, and I hid it so well. Like, literally no one knew at school. No one knew at all, and that's scary as crap, because, like, who knows how long it would have happened. Also, the other thing I have to tell you guys is probably what you're expecting. Sorry. Okay, so that summer, I would go to cross country and I hated it already, and I would be so worn out from running however many miles and not eating on top of running that, and I'd come home and my mind, like, if you think about that, not sleeping at all, waking up, not eating, then running miles, then coming back, then already being mentally messed up in my head. Like, I did that time after time after time, and I just had like, I felt like I had no purpose and no one knew, and I was literally waking up just to fight the same battle like every single day. And I felt like I had had no reason and no purpose. And I was very, very, very suicidal then. Like, extremely, and no one would know that. Like, and, there was one night. I never cut myself. I never did drugs. I never abused alcohol or anything like some people do, and I'm very thankful I never cut myself. But one night, it was really, really late, and I wanted it to be over. And I went downstairs, it was like 3 in the morning, and I got on the computer right next to your guys' bedroom. Right outside the bedroom door, and I got on Google, and I Googled the easiest way to kill yourself, and I was like, oh, I have to, I was dead set that night that I was gonna do it, like, no matter what. Like, I was going to do it. And literally, the only thing that stopped me was upstairs because I didn't have a door. My TV was still going, and Demi Lovato had a song playing, and it caught my eye, and I was like, what is that? And it caught my attention for a second, so I went upstairs to see what it was, but I was still gonna go downstairs and figure out how to do it because I was just over it. I was over feeling so empty. And I went upstairs, and it was a Demi Lovato documentary, and she was going through her own crap. And she had a song, and it was the song Skyscraper, so you guys should listen to it sometime. Because that caught my attention. I was like, what the heck? Demi Lovato feels this way. And it caught my attention enough for that night. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna do it, but I still wanted to, and I still, like, it just caught my attention enough that I told myself I wouldn't do it that night, but I still thought I would. But that's the only night I actually almost went through with it, which is so scary. And that's why, like, when I say, like, I'm lucky to be alive and lucky to see, like, certain things, it's because I truly am. And it's so sad at what, like, 13 or 14 that I could have killed myself somehow and left my family. Oh, and now that I'm older, like, I'll never. I know how stupid.
I don't understand. Why did you think that you could never come and talk to us?
Because I just didn't feel that relationship with you guys. And I felt like living in the house was what was the most negative part, and I didn't want to be there because there was so much yelling. You guys did the best you could with what you had. You guys were raising 4 kids and trying to provide for us, and you guys did a great job, but I was going through my own crap, and you guys didn't realize that, and I didn't feel loved on top of everything else I had. And then in the household is what was the most negative energy. I would go to school, and that was my little bit of peace, and I would come home, and it was just walking into like a thick negative cloud. So I just felt like I could never talk to you guys, and now everything's different, but at that point, that's where I was in life, and I don't know.
There was never anything that we never would have ever done for you.
I know that now. I know that now, 100%. And I know you guys did the best you guys could with what you could. You did the best you could with what you had.
I feel awful. I just feel awful.
When I did first start going to church, that's what helped me because I felt a passion. And then I would come home and it still was so negative and I still had to fight it. But then, like, so that was like the end of 8th grade, and then freshman year, that's when I met Grant. And like, I honestly feel like that's like answered prayers right there. From when I prayed, I just want to feel loved, I just want to feel loved. Then Grant came in. I didn't want to date him because I wanted to focus on myself. I wanted to grow. I wanted to get better and focus on my mind and everything. So I said no guys, and then Grant came in. And when I was in the therapist, she kept saying, you know yourself very well, you're assessing yourself very well. And I was like, yeah, I've been fighting it for 7 years. Like, yeah, I know myself, and I know I'm really strong in my mind that I love my mind and I hate it because it's negative and it's thought these things and it sucks, but I know I'd never ever get that way. And when it was getting bad, I stopped myself, and that's when I'm like, okay, I have to talk on it, because that's helped so much, talking on it and just sharing and being more open. I'll have an open conversation with someone at work about depression and stuff, because it's so not talked about, and I feel like it's helped me so much. I was so down. I'm like, I have to go to a therapist. I have to get it figured out. I have to tell my mom that I need to go to a therapist for this reason, and at least get a little bit of it out there. Because, I don't know.
I had no clue until you brought that video up that...
And I never thought I would tell you guys. I told myself my whole life, I'm never going to tell my parents that, because you guys are going to think it's your fault, and it's going to seem mean to you guys, but it's just where we were at in life then. But that doesn't mean it's the future. Like, that was the past, and like, it's not the future at all. And I think it's important to know people's past, and like, that's why I am a lot of the ways I am now, and that's why I want to help people with these things, and that they are serious. And like, when Kate Spade died and then that other celebrity, like, people seem so happy on the outside. Like, I have no thing that sucks too is like, okay, once again, I was depressed really bad this month. So that shows me right there, I had nothing wrong going in my life. Nothing. That shows me there, it's literally my mind. It's literally me. So you can't blame yourself that I was feeling that way, because it's in me. Like, and that's what's so confusing. It's like this Kate Spade person and like the other guy, Andy Bourdain or whatever. They have so much money. They probably have a wonderful life. I'm engaged. I'm doing all these incredible things. I feel so loved beyond belief, and that was my number one thing I ever wanted in life. And I feel that in so many different forms, in myself and in my family, in so many different ways. But yeah, I still get depressed. So like, you can't think it's yourself. It's literally in my head. And that's the thing too, is like, people think these people are so happy and stuff, and they send so much negative energy, and it's like, you don't know what your one word is triggering to them, and you don't know what they're doing. And when you see someone's killed themselves, it's like, you have such a beautiful life, and like, to this day it just shakes me a lot, because it's like, I could have never met Grant. I could have never made you, I know I make you guys proud, I know that, because you guys tell me. I could have never witnessed that. I could have never graduated high school. And like, I even thought about this when I released the depression video, because Aunt Brenda messaged me, and I was like, crap, what would I have done to little Emma's mind? Like, Aunt Brenda would have to Aunt Brenda would have to tell Emma, your cousin killed herself and she's 13 years old. Why did she do that? And what would Aunt Brenda say? But it's real, and like, I don't know, I just think more people need to be educated on it, and not just think like, words really do suck and all that stuff, and it's not talked about so much, but it's almost like, I don't know, it's just weird.
They don't talk about it enough.
They don't talk about it enough, yeah. You just never know.
You don't know.
And
see, that's the thing. It's, a lot of people, they
just hide it under the rug.
Well, no, they hear about suicide and they're like, well, if they're not suffering from it, they're like, well,
they don't understand it.
They don't understand it. Why would anybody?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Why would anybody want to kill themselves?
Yeah. Why would you? Yeah.
But then,
that makes sense.
you don't. It's like,
you don't think about the heartache and what's going on.
Well, it's the hidden thing that you don't see. You don't see what is troubling that person through life, and
exactly. And a lot of people don't understand.
I've been guilty of it, because I don't understand, because everybody has a purpose, and you're like,
yeah,
there's nothing worth taking your life over, but taking your life.
Exactly, it's stupid. I know that now.
But people don't realize it's like a ghost inside of a person. They don't realize what's haunting that person.
Exactly. It's so selfish, because if I would have done that to myself, I'm passing on this hurt to so many people, and not only my family, but it affects classmates, family, classmates, parents. Because when that guy passed away from a different school, I don't even know what school it was, but it affected me, and I'm not even attached to it at all. Like, it affects so many people, and like, if you do that to yourself, you can get better. It took so many months of recovery by myself, and I didn't have to do it by myself, but I was too afraid to come out and say that because Cody and Dylan were speaking bad about it and no one understood it at that time, and I was too afraid to talk about it. And I know so many people are too afraid to talk about it, and people can fight it for 10 years or more before they say something. But honestly, the more you talk about it, the more it gets better. So many parents just don't understand and they don't care. And I know you guys are supportive and I know you guys do care. So that's why I want to get this across, because I know some parents just don't care. It's just crazy because you never knew it. You're my mom and you never knew it. No one knew it. And that's because I hid it that, like...
Well, I mean, it's obvious, and I mean, we see it now, but yes, at that period of time,
we were so busy with everything.
Well, it was.
Well, we had
there
the kids,
was a lot
Cody
of
and Dylan sports. There was a lot of negativity
because I mean,
we had the issues. We had the issues with Cody and Dylan not getting along.
Well, you have high school kids, high school mentality. You know, trying to raise kids right, and then
I feel like a lot of focus is on Cody and Dylan too, and that's not put on anyone. That's just they were in sports. They took up a lot of time. They were not the best kids, so they took up time. Gotta call the police. They're being crazy. Honestly, like the number one thing anyone can do is seriously tell someone, and that's why I wanted to make it because I need to stop like crying. That's why I wanted to make it because. That's what I've felt like if I would have told someone then, as much as it hurts, but you are my parent and you're not wishing bad on me at all. No. It's just my mind that trapped me. If I would have just told someone, and I thought you guys would be mad at me because there's no talk about depression and like just suicide in general, so I didn't know if I'd get in trouble for that. I didn't know. Only a few people know that, so I think it still is hard for me to think about. But like, it's just crazy because I know I've done a lot in my lifetime already. And I have so much, like, ambition for the future. And I don't regret being depressed when I was younger. I don't, because I know they always say it's built you to who you are, but it really has. And I connect with so many different people because of it. And I have so much, like, I'm gonna do so well in life, and I'm not gonna let that get to me, and I'm gonna see so much beautiful things. I
believe the past makes you the person you are today.
Yeah, and like I can't beat myself up, and you can't beat yourself up that you didn't know and you could have stopped it, because you couldn't have. You wouldn't have been able to stop it. I feel like I always will have it with me for the rest of my life, just because I genuinely think it's like a part of me, even if my life is so great. It's just I have to know how to turn it around and get out of it, and I think I do know myself well enough. I know I do. And that's why when I wanted to end the therapist and you wanted me to keep going, I knew in myself, I knew I didn't need it anymore. Because honestly, like, I needed it then just to take that step. I needed it, I think, because it was good to get it out. And honestly, YouTube is the best because I just got it out there to so many people and it helped a lot of people. And just getting it out and like openly talking about it to someone that I run into, that was so much for me. So I needed that step, and it's like a step that I needed. But like when I'm in there talking to her, I already knew. Like when she was asking me something, I already knew because I already have assessed myself so much, I feel like. And I knew I didn't need medication. Maybe someday I might need it. I don't know, but I don't want it. And I don't know. It probably would be easier. I probably wouldn't have to fight as much and do it myself with medication. But I would rather learn myself and figure it out myself.
Or learn to control it naturally.
Yeah, naturally, than being a robot and not having emotion at all. If I wouldn't have had that, maybe I would just be like most people my age and just going with the punches and just doing life. But yeah, but I know, but I just mean to do certain things, and like I'm always looking forward to the next thing to do, and I don't know what else to say. I just felt like telling you guys, and I felt like filming it because a lot of parents don't care, and I think it's important that some parents do care.
Well, we definitely care.
I'm glad it's out there, but...
Me too. Because I had no clue.
Because I literally never thought I was going to tell you guys. I never thought I would tell you guys in my entire life. I thought it was just going to be something I would never say. But I feel confident in myself now, and I don't know. I just want that was then, and now I'm moving on to a life with Grant, and I'm just moving out, and I just... Suicide doesn't end the pain. It just passes it on to someone else. You could not preach that louder. Demons fight inside your head, and but you're extending it on to so many people, hundreds for the rest of their life.